record this, because some people could not join today, and they told me you must record this so that they can hear.
Sure, sure. Okay, well, thank you so much for the invitation. My idea is to give you a little bit of background of the Ho'oponopono that I learned, but I'm open for any questions you guys might have. I think questions are really good, and I think that was the idea, you know, whatever I can clear, whatever doubts, whatever, again, questions that you might have, okay?
Yeah.
So one of the first thing that I want to say, because of the practice that you do, is that Dr. Hulen always said Ho'oponopono has to be done all the time, 24/7. So he wasn't very fond of us making groups, cleaning groups or something like that. So I have to tell you that, okay? But like you said, whatever works, yes? If people are seeing results, that's what we want, yes? If people are being at peace doing it, I mean, why not? Yes, so you always have to look for whatever works for you, yes, that makes you happy and help you to be more at peace, basically, yes?
Correct.
You can hear me okay, yes? I just want to be sure.
Yes.
Okay. One of the things that I would like to also ask is how many people here have ever taken a seminar, a Ho'oponopono seminar, and where they took it, if they did. You know, that will be also good for me to know. You can put it in the chat and then I'll look, okay? So anyway, so also let's make clear, okay, so let's talk about a little bit of the story of Ho'oponopono, yes? So Ho'oponopono in the beginning, the first inhabitants in Hawaii, the whole family had to be together. They would sit in a circle, they would have a moderator, and everybody would ask forgiveness to each other. And whenever they feel that they let go, you know, they will be, okay, we are done, basically. Then with time, it wasn't as easy for people to get together. Yes, they didn't live together anymore or close by like before. And Morna Simeona, that it was Ihaliakala's teacher, is the one that channeled a Ho'oponopono that we can do, everybody can do from home, let's say, individually, yes? And then that's the one that Dr. Hulen taught. That's the one that I taught for the Foundation of Freedom of the Cosmos, that it was Morna's foundation. And then Ihaliakala started receiving tools. You know, we call them tools, yes? Ho'oponopono tools, easy tools, yes? So, and to be honest with you, Thank You and I Love You were not the first one that he got. The very first one that he got was Dewdrop. We had to just repeat dewdrop, dewdrop, dewdrop. And then first, let me tell you also that Ho'oponopono is not really the four phrases, but what we are doing when we say the four phrases, or when we just repeat dewdrop, or when just repeat thank you and I love you, what we are doing is taking 100% responsibility. And Ho'oponopono is, I'm sorry, please forgive me for whatever is in me that created this, okay? That was replaced by thank you, and that was replaced by I love you. When Ihaliakala came to take the training, you know, he got inspired with the four phrases, you know, that he said, Ho'oponopono is, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, and I love you. But really, whatever you repeat is okay, as long, again, that you are at peace, you know, that you are happy. And we have many, many ways of doing it. So when I took the training the first time was July 1997 in Omaha, Nebraska. And
from Morna, right?
No, with Ihaliakala. I did not meet Morna in this lifetime. So when I took the training the first time, and for many years, we had to repeat a very long phrase that it was 200,100,000 pillar of the piece of eye on myself, my family, relatives, and ancestors. And that was, when you said I'm doing Ho'oponopono, that's what Ho'oponopono was. We had to be repeating that phrase over and over again, and also making lists, of the things that came to us, that bother us or that we wanted to clean with or whatever. Then the very first easy tool that Ihaliakala gets is Dewdrop, yeah? And to be honest with you, we were always the same reviewers in the trainings with him, and we kept coming back and coming back. And when he sent in, at that time we already had internet, and at that time when he said, all you have to say is Dewdrops, he sent it in an email, we couldn't believe it. The other thing that is also, I think it's important to tell you, is that Ho'oponopono went through different stages too, like evolved through the years, because it's like every time we can take a little bit more information, or we can consider or perceive things in a different way. So what happened was that in the beginning, during the trainings with Ihaliakala, we used to have like 45 minutes, an hour of writing, and we would write all the things we wanted to clean with, all the houses we live in, all the partners we had, the bosses, whatever, yes, whatever came to mind. And then at one point, Ihaliakala said, okay, let's write it, but at the end, let's put an X, just in case we forgot something, and we give permission to divinity to complete for us. And then it was only a white piece of paper with an X. And then no paper, no X, nothing, because Haliakala explained to us that God already knows all our problems, yes? So God is only waiting for us to let go, allow it to do the transmutation. So whatever you do, whatever you practice, whatever you repeat, whatever you know, okay? Actually, Ho'oponopono is a way of coming back to present, because we are never present, yes? And present is, this moment is all we have and it's gone, yes? So the idea is the no thinking, the no mind, because that's what it's always taking us to the past, yes? Or worrying about the future. So whatever you repeat, what you are doing is, besides taking 100% responsibility and saying, I'm sorry for whatever is in me, not because we are guilty, but what is it in me? What is in my subconscious mind? What memory is playing that is attracting this? Okay? So basically, it's not that we are, again, guilty, we are not sinners or anything. Actually, we chose to come back to make amends. The word Ho'oponopono means how to correct an error. Okay, so we all came to make amends. So life is actually the monitor in our computer, the screen on the theater, the movie theater, yes? So when we try to convince or talk to people, we are actually talking to monitors, yes? So everything that looks like it's out there is actually something in us, a subconscious mind, a replay. We are replaying memories, but that's what we came for, again, to correct errors. But we didn't come to suffer. The thing is that we identify with the problem or the things, or we take things personally, yeah? So that's why we are so miserable, or miserable. And also, we see ourselves as victims or things like that. But everything that happens to us is really correct and perfect, even if it doesn't look like, or considering that there is a blessing, behind the problem. So, again, Ihaliakala started getting easy tools, for us. So one day he came back from his walk, and he says, you know what divinity told me? He says, just tell them to say thank you. I know what they mean, So thank you, replace the I'm sorry, please forgive me for whatever is in me. Thank you, replace that, Dewdrop, replace that, all the tools, and we have many tools. One day I asked him, why not, the just thank you and I love you, And he said, well, we have for all taste, yeah? So we all have different tastes. The other thing that is important to know is that you can get your own tools. Yes. So trusting your own inspiration. If you have a problem and you ask, how do I clean? How do I erase? You can get your own tools. Yes. For example, I repeat a lot myself. I use a lot, I let go and trust, I let go and trust, I let go and trust, so that I don't engage. Whatever, like I told you, whatever makes us happy, whatever makes us be at peace, whatever helps us not to react. Haliakala always said the problem is not the problem, it's our reaction to the problem that is the problem. So when you accept that everything in your life is perfect, again, even if it doesn't look like, your life completely changed. It's like you are in a different frequency now, yes? You elevated yourself instead of being on with the guilt or the blame or the complaint or the fears, things like that. So it is for us, to be able to vibrate high, to be able to let go and allow God to correct for us. For example, when we repeat whatever we repeat, okay, we are giving permission for God to transmute. We are not the one erasing. And even though that in Ho'oponopono we use a lot of, I'm cleaning with this, I'm cleaning with that, actually we never know what we are cleaning with, because they are all memories in our subconscious mind. And also God knows priority. We never know what could have happened, what we avoided that it was going to happen. So that also has to give us some peace, because a lot of people also, they say, yeah, I tried, but it didn't work, It always works, because every time you give permission to the universe, God, divinity, whatever you want to call it, it's universal law. The help always comes. Yeah. But sometimes it doesn't come the way we expected. Sometimes it doesn't come the way that, or when you expected it. And then you think it doesn't work, yes? So anyway, I tell you why I chose this path. First of all, maybe a lot of people here don't know me. I was born in Argentina. I have 2 university degrees, CPA, public accountant, and business. I have a license in business administration, yes. So I moved to US, to Los Angeles in 1983, and I became a senior tax accountant. So I used to make very good money, work less of what I work now. And but one day I realized I was looking for happiness in the wrong places, because for me was the material things accumulating, and the university degrees and the husband and the kids and the house and the car. And I was very unhappy. I was very moody person, always unsatisfied, So anyway, I one day, I was lucky. My oldest son woke me up, and I decided to start my search, because I said, Mabel, you are looking for happiness in the wrong places. So I did a lot of things before I got to Ho'oponopono, but I really was looking for the easiest way. I thought that I didn't engage with the drama. I did things that helped me a lot, like rebirthing, but there was a lot of drama, like finding who to blame, basically, what happened to me when I was a little girl, whatever. and I said, there has to be an easier and faster way. There has to be an easier and faster way, So anyway, I forgot to tell my team that I'm on a call, so everybody decided to write to me at this time, but don't mind, please. Okay, so basically, why I chose Ho'oponopono, and this is important, that you find your path. I always tell people I don't sell Ho'oponopono, because I know, not everybody will. I know it works for everybody, but it's not for everybody. But find something in the spiritual, that fulfills you, that resonates with you, because definitely that's where all the answers are. Yes. And whatever works for you, whatever makes you happy. I think that's the key. So anyway, what I like and why I chose Ho'oponopono and why I ended up calling my first books The Easiest Way is because I realized I didn't have to know. I had to really become a child again. I thought, wait a minute, if I'm responsible, that means I created this? Oh, I can change it, yes? So it gave me back my power. I recovered my power, because I realized that when I change, everything changes, not the other way around. And I love that I didn't need to know that there was a part of me that knew. Yes. So like I said before, it could be that I think and I'm cleaning with this or that, but we never know. And our part is very easy. Haleakala used to tell us, if you can see what happens when you say thank you, you wouldn't stop saying thank you. And the other thing that he used to say is, if you clean for whatever you see, yes? If you could see what is around you, you wouldn't stop cleaning either.
Oh, yes, yes.
Yeah, so the thing is, many times we are cleaning with things that we don't know. But that's why I talk about a lot of I let go and trust. Yeah. So I do my part. That is very easy because it could be the four phrases. It could be my let go and my I let go and trust. It could be the just thank you, like a parrot, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, or whatever. Yes. But the thing is, I really don't know. I'm giving permission to a part of me to erase, to. The thing is this, a lot of people might think we don't do anything. Oh, you just stay home, you say thank you, how irresponsible, yeah? So first of all, let's realize that here we are taking 100% responsibility. What is it in me? That's why I'm choosing to repeat, okay? The other thing is I'm becoming more humble because I realize I don't know as much as I thought I did, okay? And so the other thing is, isn't it wonderful to know that there is a part of us that knows what is right for us? Because our intellect doesn't. Our intellect doesn't know anything. But the intellect is the one that was given to us to choose, because we all have free choice, and that comes from the mind. The mind has to choose to let go. The mind has to become humble. Yes? So it's about surrendering, but surrendering the mind, the part of us that we are not. Yes? So realizing one thing that I learned with Ho'oponopono is to learn to say, I don't know, because really we don't know. Yes?
Yes.
We think we know. So the Ho'oponopono gave me freedom, the freedom to be myself, the freedom to not pay attention so much of what other people think of me, I started believing more in myself. I realized one day, I said, well, I let go and trust, and things started happening. And I said, I'm not doing this just on my own, I'm sure there is some help here.
Yes.
So basically it's that, asking for help, because if you don't ask for help, the help cannot come because you have free choice. Yes. So that's the idea, to keep letting go, to live moment by moment, as much as you can be present, as much as you can become the observer, your real identity, the part of you that chose to come, to make amends, to experience, to go back home lighter, yes? But somehow, minds are very stubborn, and we keep reacting, we keep engaging, and we keep accumulating more things to clean, because at one point, we will have to clean. So, but there was no another life like this one before. We have the opportunity to really go back to zero. I mean, but again, it takes, humility,
Yeah.
and realizing we don't know anything, accepting, and letting go and letting God, basically. So
Yes.
that's what we do. And our part is very easy because can you imagine divinity says, just say thank you and I'll take care of it. And we still don't say it. Yeah, we still react. We still think we know, or we are insisting on having the last word or convincing others of our point of view. So I'm telling I love this stuff. I love this stuff. This was a calling for me. It wasn't planned. Even when I taught with Ihaliakala, I mean, I never thought of teaching this. For me was, helping, yes, organizing. And then I became a teacher with him, we taught together officially. But I mean, for me, it was still a hobby, yes, I was still an accountant. And the best gift that I received from him was that when I realized I was going to teach officially by myself, I and it was because he said, remove my picture. I'm not doing this anymore. That was the first time that it passed my mind. I said, maybe I can do this. And I asked him to meditate and get if it was okay for me uh, to do it. But really, for me was that, and but never thought of teaching or letting go of my career or things like that. But the I let go and trust allow me to see how the universe works, because I
Yeah.
mean there wasn't any way I could have done it on my own.
Yes, absolutely.
So
That's
anyway, I don't know what people put, if somebody took the
yeah.
training ever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
the
of
Seed
them.
Health class. I've
Yes.
taken the Seed class basic one,
Yeah,
okay?
yeah,
iPhone.
yeah.
Okay, what
And
drew you to this practice? So I don't know if I reach out. I don't know if I'm saying the names correctly,
yes.
but so basically, I one day I woke up, I realized I wasn't looking for happiness in the right places, and and like I said, I did other things, but one thing took me to the other. It wasn't really a hard journey, difficult, nothing, It was really wonderful
Yeah.
journey that brought me to Ho'oponopono.
Yeah, I have gathered some questions from others
Okay.
before we started, just so that it's a little bit easier. So I just can filter the common theme that comes to.
Yes, yes.
I think what I've noticed is most of the time the question comes from the many participants is this: I have been doing this practice for some time now. Why my results are not coming? And I think that's a very regular question that I keep hearing from them. And sometimes they think, "Oh, am I doing the right thing?" And like you said, like we just you say whatever you have to say. I mean, and trust that there is a divine part of us which is going to take care of it. But again, because we are living in a internet, social media, and the different people will put differently, say, oh, you do this way, it will work 5 times better. This, if you do it this way, your practice will be 100 guaranteed results and all those. So I think sometimes the doubt comes into people's mind that whatever practice, however simple, I mean, this cannot be simpler than this. Like you said,
No, yeah. You're
dewdrops
not
and
going to find easier than this.
yeah,
Yes,
like you said, just dewdrops, 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 and
exactly.
I think ice blue,
And I'm
ice.
going to tell you something that came up. I was presenting in Croatia a couple of weeks ago, and something very important that showed up was somebody remembered something about. Oh no, there was a coach or something like that, and he said that he told his um, client because the client said a bad word or something like that, and he said, "That's your word. Do you know? That's your word. That's what you." And then I told them that Ihaliakara had told somebody, just say a bad word. I mean, if that helps you to let go,
Yeah,
and to come back to present and
yeah,
be okay, just say a bad word,
absolutely,
whatever works for you.
absolutely,
So,
absolutely. Yeah,
but like I said before, the most important is to let go and trust that
Yes.
Sometimes things, yes, I understand. Sometimes things don't work the way you
Yes.
expected. So
Yes.
this I have to tell you. So I was taking the training with Ihaliakala. I don't know. I remember it was San Diego, but I don't know if it was my third time already. In less than 6 months or something like that. And I remember before the training started, I went and I told him, I say very honestly and innocently, I guess. Um, uh, I said, I clean, but it doesn't work. I told him that. And first he didn't say anything. He didn't respond. And but before the training started, he came to me, he looked into my eyes, and he said, "No expectations." Since then, guys and girls and everybody in the world, I assure you, this really works every time. So, what are expectations? What is the part of you that says you don't get results? What is the part of you that says this is not working? It's the mind that doesn't know anything.
Exactly.
Okay?
Yeah.
So when you hear that in your mind, you also have to clean with that. Not
Yes.
saying, yeah, and you start talking to people, yeah, because I try it. No, keep cleaning. So, for example, many, many years ago, I remember we were giving a class with Hija Liacala, and this woman that used to participate in all the classes said, um, one day she told us that no, I'll tell you the end of the story. So anyway, so one day she says, you know what? One day I told you that I was invited because she was a doctor, and she said I was invited to a congress or a big conference. They were going to pay me to come to the conference and all that stuff, and they didn't pay me. And you kept saying, just keep cleaning, because Hija Liacala always said, just keep cleaning. And he says, and she said, and I was so upset when you were telling me that, just cleaning, what? What? No, I received checks that bounced, that I couldn't, get the money or anything. And you say, just keep cleaning, just keep cleaning. Okay. So the story is that she told us, now I understand how the cleaning works. She says, because if I only cash one of those checks, if one of those checks really cashed, I would have had enough money to come to Bombay, yes, Mumbai, and she says, and you know what? It was exactly the week of the terrorist attack, and my hotel was very close to that place, So sometimes God says no, like a
Oh,
good
yes,
parent,
yes, 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 yes.
because you never know what you could be avoiding. I'm going to tell you two stories of mine that I always tell, and they are very old, but those help me so much to let go of expectations, to understand how this works. So these are personal, yes?
Yes.
So I started working with Ihaliakala, and I contracted Candida, and one day he was, and really I didn't question myself. How come? You could have thought, how come you're doing Ho'oponopono, you are working, closely with Ihaliakala, what's going on here? Yes. And one day he was meditating, and he said to me, I know why this came. He says, because what it was really coming down, what it was going to manifest, it was cancer in the colon. But because of your commitment and your practice of the cleaning, he says it came as a candida. So, when you realize that you are always going to have problems, I'm sorry to tell you this. This is not the practice not to have problems. With problems we learn, with problems we have opportunities to make amends. I mean, those kind of things help me so much. Yes. So if you had all the information, because the intellect doesn't know, Yes, and is the one that has the expectations, yes, or has the judgments, yeah. But if you only consider that there is a part of you that is really taking good care of you, that knows what is good for you, and that you never, like I told you before, you never know what you are cleaning with, or what is right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other story that I have is that I was with him walking in Brussels and I fell on the street and he was next to me. So he couldn't understand why he couldn't help me. He saw me on the floor and he said, how come if I was next to her, So he asked and he said, how come I couldn't help her? And the voice said, it's better to fall on the street than with a plane, you know? So, and I always tell people, you don't have to believe me, but at least those things for an intellectual person like me, those were, that was information, very good information for me to let go of expectations.
Yeah.
That's why when I realized what expectations were, that's when always said people, I sign it if you want. This always works. But again, it could be that it doesn't work like you expected, when, the form, the time,
Yeah.
whatever. But you have a part of you that knows. And everything is an opportunity. For example, let's say that you have a health problem, yes? A sickness is also a teacher. There is a lesson there, or I don't even like to call it lesson, opportunities. Yeah, opportunities to grow, to make amends. So if you don't see it as a problem, because what we resist persists, you know? So, but you always need two for a problem, yes? So if one let go, the other one cannot do anything.
Correct.
And
Correct.
this happens when you talk to people or any kind of problems.
Yeah. Yeah. Very well said. Actually, that brings another. Some of us have asked some questions here about karmic cleaning. So someone is asking, does it mean that when I do Ho'oponopono, I am cleaning baggage of my karmic action? And I think I also learned from another teacher, Kumar Ramsey. You probably know him as well.
Yeah.
And he used to say, Divine Creator, I'm sorry because I'm not aware of that apple that is falling on my from the tree on my head and causing me this headache. That apple tree was planted by me and my ancestors. And he said, that's why
The-
please forgive me for not realizing that. And I think
yeah.
from that,
Instead of blaming the apple, no?
yeah, so from that angle, I think many of us with an Indian background, we have that in our culture. We have that
So
theory of karma and how our karmic things keeps on playing in our life.
So a little bit of what I just said, that we are here to make amends. So you could consider it karma, yes?
Yes.
It's, again, opportunities to make amends. I don't know what I did to you in another lifetime, but I'm sorry. So you
Yes.
show up in my life again to give me one more chance, basically. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
So like everything, everybody and everything in our life, always opportunities to clean, no punishments. Yeah. That's why Ihaliakala always said, we are here to make amends. That's really our job. But we didn't come to suffer. Okay. Suffering is always optional. Yes.
Yes.
Seeing
Yes.
yourself as a victim is optional. Yeah, so you can do it. If that brings you happiness, I mean, keep doing it, yes? But when you start seeing, oh, it's an opportunity. So I'm going to tell you a story. This is a person that I actually knew. So one day she goes out of the house and she sees a little cat with a problem in one eye. Okay, and she decides to adopt it, and well, it costed her money, veterinarian, healing, whatever, yes, that she had to do. And one day Morna comes. Morna was still alive, and she came to visit, and she told her, she saw the cat, and she says, this cat was a lion in another in
Oh.
another life that you or one of your ancestors killed with a bullet in one eye. So you
Mm.
understand, this in this lifetime shows up at your door, front door, like as a little cat with a little, yeah. So, but free choice, yes? She could have closed the door, in the cat's face, yes? She
Yes.
decided to adopt it without knowing. So
Mm.
again, when you realize that nothing is happens by chance, that nothing is an accident, that that there are coincidences, yes,
Yes.
and for example, in my Ho'oponopono trainings or the zero frequency trainings, many times I give them the opportunity to practice Ho'oponopono, where somebody tells you a problem and you just have to clean, yes,
Mm.
and then and I always ask them to choose somebody that they do not know. And guess what? Most of them then find something in common, or they
Mm.
can relate to the problem, or, they. So, and I always said, how come? If you didn't know each other, you know?
Yeah.
So that's how the universe works.
That brings me to another question. Now, I understand when there is another person involved in a communication. So say, okay, there is some debt here and there that I need to pay, they need to pay me, or whatever it is. So that's why we are in contact. But what happens when there is no person there? For example, things like somebody struggling for money, somebody is struggling for health. Now there is no other person involved in this scenario. Then why do we keep on thinking that it's a memory? It's a memory. It's a memory.
Because everything is memories.
Yes.
No matter what the denomination of the problem, it's always memories. Because again, for example, regarding money, you don't know. For example, Hija Liakala used to say, if you lend money, forget about it. Otherwise, don't lend it. It's you just have, because it could be paying back a debt that you didn't know what you had. Many times, for example, people with divorces, and I said, just allow, God knows what is right for everybody. So there is a story that says that this man goes to a rabbi and says, Rabbi, this is the right person for me to marry? And the rabbi says, yeah, she is the perfect person for you to marry. And then they marry and she dies. And he gets very upset, but she had a big fortune, so he inherits a lot of money. So he goes to the rabbi and says, listen, I didn't want the money, I wanted love, and you told me this was the right person for me. And the rabbi said, yeah, but she had a debt with you, she came back, she paid you, and she left. Yeah, so anyway, so money, I have to tell you, money is trusting. Money has to do with trusting that you will have what you need when you need it. We usually want to see to believe, and it's the other way around. If you believe, you will see.
Yes.
You have, for example, it could be that in another life you mistreated money and you chose, to have some problem, but not that you came really to live on the streets or something, or maybe yes. But see, so you never know, but everything is right. I have to tell you that I took groups to India many times, and one of the things that surprised me was that it's hard to see people that are not happy there.
Yeah.
That everybody accepts, whatever life they have or whatever. And one day I read an article that said that in India people are happy because they believe in past lives. So they
Yes.
said, oh, in this one I'm poor. Oh, in the next one I'm rich.
Yeah.
So what? No,
Yeah.
and also I remember the story of a woman that had a near death experience. That she said, I don't know if it was God I talked to, but I talked to a being. And she asked why there is so many people that have financial problems, and how many a lot of people with a lot of money. How come so many people are sick and so many people are healthy? And that this being said, because this is not it, because you all were rich and you all were poor and you all were healthy and you all were sick, because this is not it, you know. So
Yes.
maybe realizing this is kind of a game that we are playing, that maybe it is really like a video game, and that is very short. time that I know for us is very long, but considering the things also can help you not to take it so seriously. So when you see that that things don't work for you, like Haliakala would say, keep cleaning.
Yeah.
So Haliakala used to tell us that people would come to Morna and said, Morna, I've been cleaning with this for a year, or something like that. And Morna would say, oh, I've been cleaning with something for 10 lifetimes. So again, it's not taking it so seriously, accepting and letting go. Whatever it is, let go, let go, let go in whatever way you can.
Yeah. So basically, I think that is a good message here for all of us who have been hearing this. And I think many more who will be hearing this recorded version. I think the message is this: do not treat divine like a ATM machine. Like, you say, oh, divine, I want this, I want
Yes,
money, I want my relationship to improve, I want this to happen. Now I'm going to do Ho'oponopono, make it happen. And
yes, exactly.
like you
I,
said,
I,
yeah, go
yes,
ahead.
yes, sorry. No, Rakib, please.
Yeah, so like you said, like, you don't know from how long it's going to take, but you certainly know that it always works.
Yes, yes. And Ihaliakala used to tell us, you cannot treat God as your servant, you know, but know that it's always there.
Yeah.
So I have a children's book, The Easiest Way to Grow. I needed to put all the stories, the weird stories that I heard from Ihaliakala. Like, for example, one day he said that he heard a noise and he connected, to see what was that all about. And he sees God in a rocking chair. And he asks, what are you doing? And God says, oh, nobody talks to me. He says they prefer to talk to consultants, psychologists, to their neighbors, but nobody talked to me. So I have time, I keep creating galaxies. So I always tell people, talk to God because he has the time for you.
Amazing, amazing. Yes. Um, So I think I'm just reading some questions here,
Yes.
and I think most of it is covered by just this simple explanation that you gave. People talk about karmic toxic relationship. Some of them have mentioned here about again abusive relationship, and it says, who are we saying sorry to? Myself for
Okay.
attracting this, to God, to my subconscious?
Okay, so this is a very good question that I'm going to answer, but there was something there that it was mentioned
Yes,
that is abuse. Let's talk about abuse. I think it's a big one, okay?
yes,
Okay, so first of all, there are no victims, okay? And I know that for somebody that's been abused, I know that some situations are very hard, yeah? But again, pain is inevitable, suffering is optional, yeah? You can choose to see yourself as a victim for the rest of your life, or you can really work on it and now become somebody that can teach or can help others, that not to go through it or help them if they went through it. So this is very important because when we say I am responsible, okay, and let's say that I'm in an abuse relationship, yes,
yep,
that doesn't mean I have to stay, okay, but I can leave because now I care about myself. I'm going to treat myself well, yes. I'm not going to allow the things, in my life anymore. But I have to live taking 100% responsibility. I attracted that. Because if I'm living, blaming, and thinking it's the other person, I'm going to replay.
mm,
I'm going to replay it at work, with somebody abusing me at work, the next relationship you are getting into, whatever, yes? So if
yes,
you really want to heal, it's not that, I'm responsible, so I have to stay here and I have to clean on this. Oh, you can clean on the distance, you know? So you can put limits, it's okay to say no, but always 100% responsibility. You attracted it. Now, it could be that your soul chose that, yes? Your soul chose that to make amends, to learn, to experience, whatever, yes? We don't know. So when you see it that way, you can really free yourself. You can set yourself free. You can help others. You can make a difference in other people's life.
Yes.
But you have free choice, yes? You can be a victim for the rest of your life and suffer. And yes, you have the justification and witnesses and things like that. I mean, again, if that makes you happy, keep doing that, yes? But if not, there is another way. But very important, that doesn't mean you have to stay because you are 100% responsible. Again, you can leave, but be sure that you don't leave blaming the other.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah. Correct.
Okay. Who am I saying thank you, I love you, whatever? Yes? Ho'oponopono is an inner job. You are not saying it to anybody outside. Okay?
Yes.
So we are saying, first of all, you have to say it to whoever. You don't actually need to understand it. Okay? You just have to say it. God already knows and will do the job for you.
Whoever
This
listens and come to your help.
Exactly. Or God will send you somebody, some help or whatever. Yes.
Yes.
So anyway, so the most important thing is, I mean, for us is that we are saying it to God. Yeah, that we are coming as little children. I'm sorry, I don't know what is it in me, but I'm sorry. That's kind of the idea. Yes, but if you feel that you're saying it to somebody else, the most important thing is that you're not saying it to anybody outside of yourself. That's why it's very important that you know that you can repeat thank you and I love you without feeling it.
Yeah.
That you can say it even, even mad, thank you, I love you, whatever, you know. So this is very important because actually you are not saying it to anybody outside. A lot of people think, how am I going to say I love you to this guy, that abused me, yes? No, you're not saying it to him. You're saying it to your memories also, that are replaying, yes? Because you want to let them go. You don't want to keep replaying. Okay, so, but many times the way I explain it is when you clean, it's like pressing the delete key in your computer. Okay, you don't need to know programming. You don't need to understand how the computer works. You just have to press the delete key. And that's what you do in Ho'oponopono. You don't need to understand. That's the most important, that people don't try to understand.
Yeah.
Is this resonates or not with you? And then
Yes.
if it does, I'm telling you, it's letting go no matter what. And no expectation is important for you to see the results.
Yes.
Yes, because many times problems go and you forget, something that worked because now you have the next problem, yeah, in front of you. So, but many times problems get resolved and we don't even pay attention. We don't even notice that they got resolved.
Absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
many times you have to go back to see the results.
Yeah. 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 Certainly. I think some people are asking here about anxiety. And I think, like you mentioned, when I ask you about that health question, Vinay is saying, can you please talk to come out how to come out of anxiety, overthinking, depression, though I'm working on it, in-depth emotions, how to manifest for work, good, secure, happy relationship, though I'm doing almost daily Ho'oponopono.
Okay, so the no expectations is very important. So I'm
Yes.
doing this so I'm not depressed. I'm doing this so I don't have anxiety. I'm doing this to get the job. No, you do it. We do Ho'oponopono to be at peace. Because if you are at peace, everything else will be added,
Yeah. Yeah.
because you are not being an obstacle in your own life. Yes, you
Yes.
are not stopping God from helping you. Okay, so if
Yes.
you are thinking, if you are engaging with the emotions, it, this is what you need to realize. If you are thinking or you are engaging with your emotions, you are not aligned, you are not present, and God cannot help. So again, we have free choice. We can keep thinking, we can keep having be right, having the last word, whatever. Yes, but you just have to be conscious of what you are doing. If you really want help, like I said before, becoming a little bit more humble, surrendering your mind. Okay,
Yes.
then you are allowing a part of you to help you. So when you press the delete key, God will always erase. Okay, but again, you don't know what was going to happen, whatever. So it's always going with the flow, accepting. Okay, whatever happens if you don't have expectations. So the idea is that that's why we always say Ho'oponopono has to be done 24/7. Yeah, because the memories are playing all the time. You are in your mind all the time, or you are engaging with emotions all the time. So what you want is to be as present as you can, that moment by moment you are connected. One of the things that for example, one of the weird stories also that I tell people is, hija Liacala used to tell me Morna was afraid to cross the street when she was little. And she would ask for help, and she would see a huge hand coming from the heaven and crossing her. So I always tell people that's what happened to us too when we ask for help. The only thing is we don't see the hand, we don't feel it, we feel we are alone. So the idea is, like I said, let go and trust. Yes, very important. Okay, so if we talk about, for example, anxiety or whatever it is, okay, so something is coming out in my monitor. You can talk to it, you can explain it, you can tell people about it, but the thing is there. The monitor cannot do anything. If you really want to let go, you have to press the delete key, okay? And what happens is when God creates that empty space that we know that nothing is empty, okay, it inspires you, okay? It has to put some inspiration in that empty space, okay? And so then suddenly somebody tells you about a special doctor that, help with depression or this or that, yes? The most important thing with whatever emotion, could be depression, it could be anxiety or whatever, is not to give it the control. So you notice, don't be, like I always say, don't be afraid of fear, okay? So fear is there, okay, great, but you have to be in the corner, Thank you, but I'm busy. Thank you, but I have important things to do. So moment by moment, if you are present, you can make conscious decisions and you can choose to let go instead of engaging. Okay, or giving the control. What part of you are giving the control? The fear is controlling you, depression is controlling you, anxiety is controlling. They said depression is too much of the past. So you're still living in the past and ruminating, what happened, what I said, what I didn't say, what they said, what they didn't say, or something. The past is past, the past, okay? It's only in your mind, that's it, okay? So when you notice you're thinking, when you are notice you are going to the past, thank you, but I'm busy, okay? And you come back to present. When you notice you are anxious, why are you anxious? Because you are in the future. You are imagining the future, something that might never happen, okay? So I know I talk about things that are easy to say, but hey, you have to be in my shoes, yes? But yeah, we all have the power to decide who we are giving the control to. So, for example, you are not the anxiety, you are not the depression, you are not the fear, nothing. So don't identify, become the observer. And you notice, oh, today I'm feeling depressed, but that's not you, So if you take control, everything, and that's why Ho'oponopono, I always said, is the easiest way. You notice that, and you said, you can even talk to depression or anxiety, again, yes, but the cleaning does it, because it's just, okay, you notice how you feel, but you just repeat whatever comes to you in the moment that allows you to come back to present.
Brings me to the last question. I think we're almost nearby an hour, which your team promised me that 1 hour. So my question is, I often heard about Dr. Yulin talking to the walls and carpets and chairs, and do you also are you also able to hear them? And if somebody has to be able to do that, what is it that is required for example, I want to start feeling, how these walls are feeling right now. What is
I
it that I
know, I
have to
know.
do?
Well, I think we all can do it, but we close when we were little, yes, because it wasn't okay, or you didn't want to be different. Ihaliakala used to tell me I could have ended in a madhouse, I could have been put in a mental hospital myself.
Yeah.
So I have also in that book, I have some stories. Like, for example, the first time he came to Los Angeles that I invited him to, that I would organize the Ho'oponopono training in LA, he told me that my washing machine asked him, are you the Ho'oponopono guy? So like my washing machine knew that the Ho'oponopono guy was coming, yes? What? Then he told me that one day he slept at somebody's house, and he had to sleep in the library. Yeah. So he says, I couldn't sleep in the whole night because the authors were talking all night, discussing books and things. Okay. And we used to have, I love to share this one. This was a student of mine in California. So she was also an accountant, and one day she came and she says, Mabel, I quit my job and I'm going to open a flower shop. And I said, but Christine, you know anything about flowers? She said, no, but I just know that I need to open a flower shop. The next training, she comes back and she says, I opened the flower shop. I go to the flower shop with a list of, the things that I know that I will need, for the orders that I have. But when I get to the flower shop, I ask the flowers, who's coming with me? And I can see the flowers, raising their hand. But sometimes
Hmm.
some flowers that I don't have on my list, they also raise their hand. And I said, I trust and I buy them anyway. He says, I get to the shop, the phone rings, and they ask me for those flowers,
Oh,
So
wonderful.
I learned, a lot of the things made me, help me to keep going, because no, I don't see. Somebody told me that if I could see, I couldn't do what I do because I don't have a clue.
Yeah.
Haleakala used to have um, breaks during the seminars, sometimes every 20 minutes, and people would look at me like, if we just came back, And I said, he's a break, because he could see things going off. The trainings are very powerful, cleaning opportunities. He used to say, in the training, we can erase what it would have taken us many lifetimes. So because I don't see, is that I can do, because I know I have many students that I can see, and then they tell me what happened in the room, the vortexes, the things, the beings that come to clean people, the things on the stage. And so I think, Rahib, if I would be able to see that, I couldn't do it. So they
Yes.
told me, you don't have any clue of what you do. And I said, wonderful.
All right. All right. Okay. I think we have come to an hour. I think some of them are writing here that if is it possible to do 5-minute practice, but I think it's up to
But
you
I
if
tell
you.
you what happened. What happened with the practice is I don't practice the same as you guys. This is mentally, repeating whatever comes to you in the moment,
Yeah.
because, like I said, we have to do it all the time.
Yeah.
So, for example, uh, during the trainings, for example, we train our inner child, that is our subconscious mind, that does the breathing for us, that takes care of all our physical
Yeah. Yeah.
functions, yes? So
Yes.
that is the part of us that can do it 24/7, because the
Yes.
subconscious mind never sleeps. So for me, practice is like being able to do it while I'm talking, for
Just
example. Yes.
continuously. Even now you're talking.
Exactly.
Now you're doing. Even now. Mm. Yeah.
Exactly. Or for example, when somebody talks to you, if somebody tells you a problem, the problem is yours. So
Yes.
I know for people it's hard, especially for therapists. Yes, but really, your patients, your clients are coming to give you one more chance. One
Yes.
of Ihaliakala used to tell me two things about the trainings. One is that our worst enemies come to our trainings. They come to give us one more chance. And the other one, he always told me, we don't do it for them, we do it for us, because if one of you guys clean, whatever gets clean from you, it will get clean from me. That's why we do it.
Correct,
So
correct.
those are things that I learned from him.
Yeah, amazing, amazing. Thank you so much for
No,
sparing some
thank
time
you,
today. Thank you.
thank you.
And I think
So you,
what I'll also do is your team has given me some links to share with the groups,
okay,
so I'm going to
yes,
share it. So anybody who like to come and participate in your sessions and in your conference or seminars that you conduct, they'll
thank
be
you,
able to do that. And my
thank you,
real
thank you.
gratitude, and I think thank you for all of you as well. I think some of them are joining from India
Yes,
right now. It's about
that's
12,
a
12.
wonderful thank you, because I know maybe the
It's late
time was
night.
not the convenient, but thank
Yeah.
you so much. Thank
Yeah.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. God
Yeah.
bless.
Thank you. Thank you. You too. You can drop now. I'll just talk to them for a
Yes,
minute and
yes,
then
yes, yes,
yeah.
yes.
Thank you so
Goodbye.
much.
Thank
Bye.
you.
So, everybody, if you are here for the first time and you'd like to join us for our daily practice, you feel free to do so. I've just posted a link for our WhatsApp group here. And I will, once I upload this video on YouTube, I will also post some information that Mabel's team has given me. So if you like to, participate in his seminars or workshops, you're also able to do that. Okay. So let me try and answer some questions here, because now I think you see, this is such a simple practice. The way she explained is such a simple thing. We are making it a little bit more complicated than it's necessary. All she's saying is, even if you don't say, I'm sorry, please forgive me, thank you, I love you, doesn't matter. She's just saying whatever comes to your mind, he says, just say it. And then have faith and understanding that there is somebody is listening to that and is cleaning whatever is necessary. Second important thing that I learned from this practice today is expectation. I think that is the expectation is the part that keeps us stuck. But so many times we say, oh, why, things are not happening, money is not coming, my relationships are not improving. So she mentioned that, are you doing this just so that somebody will say something good to you? Then you are doing it incorrectly. You're just doing it for yourself, not for anybody else. And as you clean, you come back to that state of peace. And from that state of peace, now you have a better understanding of how do I deal with my challenges. And I think third and very important thing that she says is, this is not to end your problems. She says problem is a part of life. It will keep on coming again and again and again and again as long as we live. But I think when the problem comes, understand our responsibility. I have attracted them somehow. It is possible I may know sometimes. Most of the times I don't know that I have attracted, but when I take responsibility, I have now a better way to handle this. So at least now I'm not going to blame anybody, not going to talk bad about anybody else. And I say, okay, good, now I understand I've attracted this. Cleaning is very simple. Chant the phrases. Even if you don't want to chant all the phrases, chant whatever makes more sense to you, and then trust that the cleaning is happening. So I hope this was helpful. I'm going to try and bring more such teachers. I've been talking to a few more already. I think the thing is, some of them are very busy. So I'm just trying to get someone who is very authentically living in Hawaii and doing like a rituals of Ho'oponopono. But I'm not sure whether when he will come. But I'm sure when he comes, it will be another great time of learning from him. The learning is one thing, but I think the other thing we need to understand is practicing, because learning is nothing unless we practice. So now that you understand that this is a continuous process and you keep on learning, you keep on repeating these phrases, you don't have to wait for 15, 20 minutes. When you have a time, you can drive the car like Shoshanaj is doing right now, I believe. And you can still keep chanting and understand that your role is just to clean, 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 clean. And that's all we do. All right. So thank you for giving me a chance to serve you today. And before we go, let's bless everybody as we do every day. Let's bless everybody you see on your screen. Be very generous when you bless each other. I bless you, bless you, bless you, bless you with lots of peace. lots of prosperity, lots of happiness, lots of love in your life. I bless you so you keep smiling all the time. I bless you so you are happy, 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 happy. I bless you and bless you. I 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 bless you. Thank you, everybody. Give me a couple of hours. I'll be uploading this on YouTube, and then you can watch it again if you like. But thank you again for joining. Thank you especially for participants from India. I know it's almost 12:30 night right now, but you guys are still here. So thank you so much for showing that interest. Okay, take care, guys. I'll see you on the next call.